What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Cherry Garage, and we are on our last weekend and final push of finishing the restoration on the 240Z dash. Right now we got Keaton in there, and he is wiring up speaker wires.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
How's it going?
As you can see, there's gonna be some speaker wires back there and here. We're actually gonna mount 6x9s, and then we have some kick panels I'll go over to show you, but they're gonna mount up right here.
Those are 4.
And I think they're 5 1/4.
Okay, yeah.
So you can kind of see it right there. This is the back of it. It's gonna look real nice. Black and yellow is a big theme on this car. Look at that. And how we're gonna mount those in there, we're working on cutting out this fiberboard. MDF. In? That's what I said.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, DF. Put that over the top so that the speakers can mount and play music.
Music?
Stay tuned,
Talk
folks.
radio only. All right, so I got most of the wiring done for the speakers. We had the front 2 speakers mounted and the kick panels, kickers and the kicks. And now I'm messing with the wiring harness for the radio. Gonna get it all hooked up. We have a adapter plate to fit this radio into here. It's perfect. And then Jacob is over here cutting out the mounting piece so we can put these in the back utility boxes. We're gonna end up putting the carpet over that wood that we're cutting out and then mounting the speakers in so it's like seamless. And then get the radio set up and then put the dash in. So it'll be done today, hopefully. All right, guys, we are getting really close now. And I just finished hooking up the radio. So we have a bench battery hooked up to it to make sure it's functioning. And it's functioning. It looks really good. We have a supporting bracket in the back to hook everything up. All the wiring's good. And we have all the speakers in. So Trevor's hooked up via Bluetooth, but everything's not hooked in solid, so it vibrates a little bit. But here's a little preview of it. Sounds really good. You happy?
Oh my god, yeah.
It's gonna look so good. We had some weather stripping laying around, so we used that to use as an insulator around this lip, which gives it a good mounting surface that's soft and sealed. So I didn't show you guys, I ran these speaker wires through right here. There's a little hole I drilled because right behind that wall it comes through a pass through, so each wire comes through. Ran underneath this carpet through the center console up back here. The side speakers are ran behind up through here, same with that side. So they're all just back here looking nice. So we're gonna show you real quick. We have the rear deck speakers installed. So here's a quick look at them. The final product. All the carpets in, clean, just flawless and color matched. Look at that. We're prepared to put the dash in now. We got the steering column lowered. We got everything in place, all the wires where they need to be. And we have the dash all tidied up. So take one good last look at it, taking it apart. Everything in. He ordered a glove box insert made out of aluminum. Hasn't arrived yet, but it won't be the worst to put in afterwards. All the venting's put in, all the wiring's here. Woo! All right. I think it's like, what if the speedometer started moving? Yeah, we're going 2 miles an hour. Get that. Which way should we load her in? Through the driver's. Okay, let's take this nice and slow. What's up, guys? We are back working on the Datsun yet again. It's a new day and we are getting ready to test out everything in the dash. We have it not all the way in, but it's just about all the way in. All the wiring should hopefully be in there and we're about to find out. I'm gonna plug the battery in.
Ready? Well, the wipers work.
Not correctly?
Not correctly.
Okay.
So that's off. So there's my.
Oh, sick. It is through the. Okay, we did it right.
Well, it could cut power when you're like getting ready to turn it on. Cause you know how like anytime you start your car. Huh?
I think it's a short to power.
Alright guys, it was a ground. It's always a ground. Found the ground.
It was the main ground.
It was the main ground, of course. So we'll go ahead and show you what it all looks like. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh. So pretty. All the gauges working. We got just under 12 volts, 0 oil pressure, 0 water temperature, oh, actually 120. And then this dash light up. Doesn't seem like the radio we got powered up correctly yet, but we'll figure that out real quick. All right guys, we got the entire dash ready to be bolted in. All the wiring tucked up, everything connected, verified working. So we're just gonna do a little time lapse showing you putting it in.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just do a test start to make sure the car runs before we keep twofer.
How's that music?
So we realized that the fuel pump is aftermarket and it was wiretapped before, but we found the wire and right now we
jumped it to ignition power just to verify this all working. So before we wired in hardwire, we're just gonna test it out. You can hear it running.
Alright guys, we solved the problem. So you want to go or you want me to say it?
I'll say it.
All right, so
The okay.
1970s engineering is bullshit.
Yeah, basically.
yeah.
The 70s sucked for wiring, but everyone knows that. There was that when we moved over that black and white wire that led to the tachometer from the ignition coil. It was actually a power wire that ran through the ignition to the tachometer to the ignition coil, giving the ignition coil power, but also let the tachometer run since it's built different. But we moved that black and white wire to the negative side for the sensor for the new tachometer because it gets grounded through it. And
Check the tach to see if it was working while the engine was running
yeah,
too.
that's a good point. But so we realized that after a couple minutes of talking that the power wasn't supplied to the ignition coil. So we're gonna run a power line from the battery to it, and that'll take care of it because we already jumped it and it worked. So. Want to get in here?
Oh, I gotta talk about my zip tie.
Yeah. All right, guys. After, what is it, 3 weeks? 3 weekends, 6 days, whatever.
A lot of
hours, 70 hours. We finished the dash, all the gauges, all the wiring, and went through a couple of problems in the end. So, we already have some good footage of the dash, but we're gonna show you the little bit of issues that we ran into in the process. One of them being just manufacturer's fault.
Can't believe that thing only lasted 50 years.
Yeah. So, when we first told you about wiring up that ignition coil, we wired it straight to the power, and that didn't allow us to turn the car off, which is kind of obvious after that we realized it. So we put a relay right here that runs that ignition power relay circuit thing. So when you turn the key off, then it cuts power to the ignition coil. So we're pretty sure that's gonna work. We haven't tested it yet, but Another problem we ran into was 2 fuses blew. One was a dome switch and one was the accessories or something. Both 120, 110 amp. And we found that the selector switch for the blower motor was internally shorted / the wires were something messed up. So we jiggled around back there and fixed it. So yeah, that was great. It hasn't become an issue again. And then right after that, the headlights wouldn't turn on. And we were, you know, looking at power to the, these were like,
we ran every troubleshooting test you could imagine.
Yeah.
Like we checked every point of the electrical system.
From the headlight to
all
the relay.
Way to the switch.
To the switch.
Which is where we found the problem. It was the switch itself. It internally broke.
Yeah.
But fear not. There is one tool that you should always have in your garage. It is a priceless tool.
Show them. Pull one out.
It's a zip tie. So we fixed it with a zip tie. Basically the top of the module, for whatever reason, if you just gave it a little bit of pressure, the lights would work. So we put a zip tie around it, and now it works.
So it's all hidden. It's working out. Everything's working out great.
If you're wondering, that part costs like $300. So,
yeah.
and the zip tie probably was like 3 pennies.
Yeah. So here we are now. One thing we are gonna change, not tonight because it's getting late, but next time Trevor comes in, is routing the dash lighting, backlighting through the ignition switch accessories. No wait. Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever we did first, we're gonna switch it. Whatever.
Switch swatch it?
Switch swatch it.
Right now it's on.
The wrong one.
Yes.
So that's about it. And the whole thing's done. Look how beautiful it is. It's absolutely beautiful. Best interior of a Datsun 240Z you'll ever see. Custom speakers in the back, in the front, everything. Alright guys, that zip tie idea didn't work. So we ended up just taking the switch out and rebuilding it completely. It's not that big of a deal, but we made it work, so now the headlights work, everything works perfect, and it's a great car. Check out this footage from Import Face-Off at Worldwide Technology Raceway that Trevor took his Datsun to, and I drove his Mustang, and he ended up winning Best Classic Car at the show for both combination of the Datsun and the Mustang, and I think it's pretty cool. But he didn't win Best Interior, which sucks, because he had the best interior. He lost it to some person with a Veloster with a Galaxy interior, which sounds pretty cool, but our interior is better, I know it. This brings us to an end. We're gonna show you all the B-roll of the Cool Dash. And although we didn't get the best B-roll this time, we're gonna have a lot of footage, photos and stuff on our Instagram and randomly throughout our videos. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. And
yes sir, soon we will go ahead and get a POV drive and a new segment, the shotgun review, because there's no back seat.
yeah,
So stay tuned for those videos as well.
I could lay in the trunk. There's no space.
I'll let you do that.
Bye guys.